Singaporeans love steady income, and well, one name keeps popping up whenever we talk about cash flow investing: Keppel Infrastructure Trust, or KIT. But with markets uncertain, renewables struggling, and big new investments like GMG coming into the picture, many income investors are asking, is KIT's 6.9% dividend still safe in 2025 and beyond? And is the trust overvalued or underpriced at 46.5 cents? Stay with me till the end, because I'll walk you through everything, including valuation, risks, the Fed rate cut impact, and what Singapore income investors should really focus on. Today, we break down KIT's full third quarter 2025 results, released on SGX on the 28th of October 2025, and explain everything in simple, relatable Singapore terms, so you can make smarter, more confident income decisions. And before we start, this video is for education, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before making any investment decision. If you find this helpful, like this video so more Singaporeans can learn about income investing, and subscribe to Wealth for You as we continue building a community that's cash flow rich, not paper rich. Chapter 1. What exactly is a business trust? Before we talk about the dividend, let's make sure we're all on the same page. A business trust is like a REIT, but instead of owning buildings, it owns operating businesses. REIT means properties, while a business trust means essential services companies. And unlike REITs, a business trust doesn't have to pay out 90% of its income. It can retain cash, recycle capital, sell assets, and buy new ones more flexibly. Think of it as a giant basket of steady cash flow businesses, designed to pay you income year after year. Chapter 2. What is KIT? To understand KIT, imagine a single portfolio made up of the most essential services that keep Singapore, and parts of the world, running every day. Keppel Infrastructure Trust is Singapore's largest infrastructure business trust, and its assets touch almost every part of daily life. Energy, powering homes and industries. KIT owns City Energy, Singapore's only town gas provider. It also runs the KMC power plant, holds a stake in Aramco's gas pipelines in Saudi Arabia, and operates solar and wind farms in Europe. This gives KIT an energy footprint that stretches from HDB kitchens to global energy markets. Environmental, keeping Singapore clean and drinkable. KIT operates the Senoko and Tuas waste-to-energy plants, manages Newater facilities, and keeps our taps flowing at Sing Spring and Marina East desalination plants. Overseas, it owns EMK in Korea. These are assets that cannot shut down, even for a day. Distribution and storage, supporting industries and transport. In Australia, KIT owns Ixom, the country's chemical blood supply, and Ventura, Melbourne's largest bus operator. From water treatment to commuter buses, these are everyday essentials. Digital infrastructure, KIT's new growth engine. With the world relying on data, clouds, and AI, KIT's newest asset, GMG, a top global subsea cable maintenance company, maintains the hidden highways of the internet. The heart of KIT is these businesses. They may be boring, but they are critical. They run quietly in the background, rain or shine, recession or recovery. And that's why KIT has become a cornerstone for Singapore income investors. A diversified basket of essential services built for steady, resilient cash flow. Chapter 3. Keppel Infrastructure Trust, Q3 2025 Results. To answer whether KIT's 6.9% dividend is still safe, we look directly at its latest performance, released on 28 October 2025. And the story is clear. First, distributable income surged, but with one-off boosts. KIT delivered $168.9 million in distributable income for the first 9 months of 2025, up sharply from $106.1 million last year, a 59.2% jump. A big part of that lift came from divestments, Philippine Coastal, and a partial Ventura sale. These contributed $49 million in gains. But the core engine still pulled weight. City Energy grew on higher gas demand. Ixom delivered strong margins, and Ventura contributed a full year of income. Not everything ran smoothly. Renewables were hit by low or negative power prices. KMC and AGPC faced higher financing costs, and Sunoco WTE renewed at lower rates. Even so, KIT's diverse mix of essential assets helped buffer the weaker segments. Second, the balance sheet is strong, hedged, and built for stability. As of 30th of September 2025, KIT remains financially solid, 38% net gearing, 13.1 times interest coverage, 77% of debt hedged or fixed, 71% FX hedged, and 3.1 years average debt maturity. This is the kind of balance sheet designed for steady distributions, not surprises. Third, GMG, the new digital growth engine. KIT is also stepping into a future-proof sector. It plans to acquire 46.7% of GMG, a global leader in subsea cable services, the backbone of AI, cloud, global data flows, and digital infrastructure. GMG operates in a high-barrier, long-contract industry with take-or-pay models. This move signals KIT's evolution from a trust of gas, water, and waste into a global essential infrastructure platform with a digital edge. Chapter 4. Is KIT overvalued or underpriced? At a closing price of 46.5 cents, KIT is valued at roughly 2.83 billion Singapore dollars, a pretty substantial tag for a portfolio built on gas, water, power, transport, chemicals, and now digital infrastructure. Its valuation metrics, well, they tell a pretty consistent story. The price-to-earnings ratio is around 23 times, which means the market is willing to pay up for steady earnings. The price-to-book is about 1.7 times, so investors are valuing KIT above the book value of its hard assets. Return on equity is near 8%. That's solid, predictable returns you'd expect from essential utilities. Net gearing sits at 38%, which is comfortably within infrastructure norms. So is KIT cheap? Not really. KIT is fairly valued, maybe even a touch expensive. But you know, that small premium exists for a reason. Investors are paying for stable, recurring cash flow, highly essential assets, new growth from GMG, and contracts that are inflation-linked and FX protected. For Singapore income investors, this is often the trade-off. You accept a slightly higher valuation in exchange for much higher stability. And honestly, KIT fits that equation almost perfectly. Chapter 5. Trailing and forward yield and whether the dividend is sustainable. At a share price of 46.5 cents, KIT still stands out as one of the more generous income names on the SGX. Using the confirmed full-year 2025 distribution of 3.22 cents, the trailing yield works out to roughly 6.9%. That's lower than previous years, but it's still a meaningful income stream for dividend-focused Singaporeans. Looking ahead, if KT maintains a similar payout, or even manages to recover its DPU toward the 3.9 to 4.1 cents range, the forward yield could rise to about 8.4 to 8.8%. Now, how was that forward yield calculated? It's pretty straightforward. You just take the estimated future DPU of 3.9 to 4.1 cents and divide it by the current share price of 46.5 cents. So, 3.9 cents divided by 0.465 gives you about 8.4%. And 4.1 cents divided by 0.465 gives you about 8.8%. That's how we arrive at the 8% plus forward yield. But the key question is the dividend sustainable? The short answer is yes, reasonably so, with a few caveats. KIT's dividend is supported by a wide base of essential, contracted or regulated assets, all backed by a healthy balance sheet and diversified cash flow. Future engines like GMG may add even more stability over time. However, Part of 2025's performance came from one-off divestment gains, and segments like renewables and concession-based assets will need close monitoring. So, while the projected 8% plus forward yield looks sustainable in the near term, long-term stability depends on Kitty continuing to recycle capital smartly, manage refinancing, and execute on digital infrastructure growth. In short, KIT offers a strong chance of dividend stability, but not a guarantee. It's a classic KIT profile, steady, resilient, but still requiring discipline. Chapter 6. Future Prospects. KIT's future is being powered by a mix of steady essentials and a bold push into digital infrastructure. Its biggest new engine is GMG, the subsea cable specialist. As AI, cloud, and global data demand surge, the world increasingly relies on undersea cables, and GMG sits right in the center of that growth. With long-term recurring contracts and high barriers to entry, GMG adds a strong, resilient digital backbone to KIT's portfolio. Meanwhile, KIT's traditional pillars continue to deliver. Ventura, with its government-backed bus operations, and Ixom, Australia's industrial chemical lifeline, provide reliable inflation-protected cash flow that keeps the income base steady. On the financial front, KIT's 38% gearing and more than $500 million in available facilities give it the firepower to capture new opportunities. And its proven capital recycling strategy, selling lower-yield assets to buy stronger, higher-yield ones, helps support future DPU stability. In short, KIT's prospects rest on a solid blend of essential services today and digital growth for tomorrow. Chapter 7. Key Risks. Despite KIT's strengths, the trust carries several risks that income investors should keep on their radar. Its renewables segment remains the most unpredictable. Wind speeds shift, power prices swing, and in Europe, low or even negative prices have already hurt earnings. This volatility can continue to drag on KIT's cash flow. In Singapore, concession renewals pose another pressure point. The latest Sunoco WTE extension came at a lower rate, signaling that future renewals may gradually reduce earnings unless offset by stronger performing assets. KT also earns revenue in Australian dollars, euros, and pounds. Even with hedging, foreign exchange swings can still leak into distributable income. Then there's interest rate exposure. As KIT refinances debt over the next few years, borrowing costs will rise or fall with the global rate cycle, which directly affects cash flow. And finally, GMG, KIT's new digital growth engine, brings execution risk. Subsea cable operations are capital-intensive, contract-driven, and vulnerable to vessel downtime, meaning performance must be consistently strong to meet expectations. These risks don't overshadow KIT's investment case, but they remind us that even essential infrastructure requires careful ongoing monitoring. Chapter 8. Impact of Fed rate cuts in 2026. If the Fed starts cutting rates in 2026, KT is one of the quiet winners. Lower rates mean cheaper refinancing, directly easing interest costs as debt rolls over. Income assets also tend to re-rate higher, supporting stronger valuations for KIT. With funding costs coming down, KT can pursue acquisitions more efficiently, making it easier to secure yield-accretive deals. A weaker US dollar may also create foreign exchange tailwinds across KIT's Australian dollar, euro, and pound income streams. All this translates into a more stable dividend outlook, exactly what income investors want. The effects won't appear overnight. KIT's debt matures in stages, but the benefits should steadily show up from 2026 through 2028, reinforcing the trust's long-term income profile. Chapter 9. What Singapore income investors should consider. KIT is built for a specific type of investor. Someone who wants steady, recurring dividends backed by essential infrastructure and predictable cash flow. Its diversified mix of energy, water, waste, chemicals, transport, and digital infrastructure makes it ideal for those seeking long-term, lower volatility income, not dramatic swings. But KIT is not for investors chasing high growth, quick capital gains, aggressive distribution per unit increases, or zero foreign exchange exposure. Its international footprint means currencies like Australian dollar, euro, and pound will always play a role, even with hedging. For those considering KT, the key is vigilance. Keep an eye on GMG's performance, Singapore concession renewals, foreign exchange movements, the recovery of renewables, future acquisitions, and how debt costs evolve over time. These factors will determine how well KT can maintain the stable income profile it's known for, and whether that 6.9% yield remains a dependable part of your portfolio. Final thoughts. KIT has steadily transformed into a global essential infrastructure platform, bringing together gas, water, waste, chemicals, buses, and now subsea cables that power the world's data economy. This blend of old-world essentials and new digital infrastructure is what keeps KIT's foundation strong. With a 6.9% yield, and based on everything we've seen from the third quarter 2025 results, the dividend still looks reasonably sustainable, supported by diversified assets, recurring cash flow, and a healthy balance sheet. If you believe in becoming cash flow rich, not paper rich, KIT remains one of the steadier, more resilient dividend plays for Singapore income investors. If this video helped you understand KIT's third quarter results better, like this video so more Singaporeans can learn about dividend investing, and subscribe to Wealth for You for more CPF, REITs, and retirement content. And I'd love to hear from you. Do you think KIT's dividend will stay stable in 2026? Comment below and let's learn from each other. This is Wealth for You, helping Singaporeans build a retirement you don't need a holiday from.